Recording. Woohoo! Oh, it's an all-female call tonight. I was just saying to Jules, excuse like the washing and the mess. Just got back from Aussie late. Donna's matched. She's like, I just got 5 kids, so and there's washing all the time. Oh, it's so good to be back on here though and see you guys. I literally just could not wait to jump back on and be able to bring you a really awesome call. And like I said before, you know, I know we've had a few in between when I shared that. I was wanting to really recreate the quality and the content of these calls. And just at the leadership summit that I had over with Isagenix over in Sydney on Thursday and Friday, I've literally got like this not the whole notepad, but every single note that I've taken in this notebook is literally filled with amazing content that I just can't wait to provide to you guys. Whether that's going to be weekly or fortnightly, let's all just play that by ear. Let's see how our weeks are looking and the action that we're able to take in between each little pocket of learning, and then just move forwards together rather than me just going, right, here's all the key points from the leadership summit, boom. And then we go, oh, okay, cool. And then do nothing with it. So I thought what'll be really cool is if I choose little bite-sized chunks and we work through it together as the weeks go on, and then we can actually apply it and have it in action. Because I don't think we need to do any more learning, not when it comes to sharing Isagenix and helping people get started. I mean, we all love the products. We all know how to share a story. We all know how to add to the Nourish page and tag in the pinned post. We all know that, and that's simply all we need to do. And then follow up. But I think the biggest thing that we all want to do is just constantly grow ourselves, introduce our friends to personal growth, living our most desired lives. And that's the journey that we all get to go on together. So that's going to be really the intention of our calls. We're going to have inspiring calls with guest speakers. We'll have how to keep growing who we are, what we're reading, our wins, things that we're proud of, things that we want to do better at, and just keep that level of excellence going week by week and stay committed to each other. So I've got a little run through. If I keep looking down, I'm just referring to my run through notes that I wanted to share with you all. So the first few things are a few key points. So hopefully you guys have got something to write on or type on or something like that where you can jot down some notes as we go. So just a few key points about what's going on in the ANZ Isagenix world. First of all, just a reminder that there's always something to be plugging your cleansers and your team into. What I really got was, you know, we do calls and we do get-togethers for, you know, us who love to go to events and share the products. But what we can always be consciously doing, and I know for myself I can do even more of, is offering more to the customers, because they're the chunk, they're the base, right? That is our business. It's raving fans, customers like we are for ourselves. And so one of the biggest, I think for me, has been the most underutilized tool is the product call, the live product calls with Danny Catania that run at 9 p.m. every single Monday night. That's whilst we're on these calls. But remember, we can always be plugging cleansers into it. So if we want to introduce cleansers to the wider Isagenix world, encouraging them or even taking a night to jump on it with them. That's why I'm not attached to these calls of our calls being every single week, so we can give ourselves the opportunity to sit together at home or jump on a live together so they can see your face and you can chat in the comments with them. Just remember to really utilize that really invaluable product call. Second thing is the IsaBody Roadshow that's coming to Australia and New Zealand that I did a post about in the Ignite page. So you guys can always jump into the Ignite page. Just make sure you click the see more on my post, because underneath the first little chunk are all the dates and the links to every single city that the IsaBody Roadshow is going to be in. Now, they spoke about this quite a lot, and what's really exciting is that our brand new Chief Science Officer, I don't know if you guys have even heard of this guy. I'd heard of him but didn't know a lot about him. His name's Joshua Plant, Dr. Joshua Plant, and he is he Zoom called into our leadership summit, and he told us his story, and he's coming to Australia and New Zealand, and he's going to be jumping on board the IsaBody tours. He isn't going to be at the IsaBody New Zealand tour, but he is going to be coming to New Zealand for a separate event, which we weren't given the dates for there and then, but he will be coming. And I want you guys to look him up on Instagram, look him up on Facebook, get to know him, because his story is like all of ours. He's got he's a professor, he's a scientist, but he came from a very, very poor country in the poor county in the US, whose main job sources was turkey farming and concrete industry. And he literally thought that would be what he does. That's what his family lineage was. But in his heart, he always loved science, and he was like head of looking after the bees in their local town, like nurturing them and their beehives and helping them harvest. So he always had this mindset around health and well-being. So get to know him, hear his story, check him out, because this guy has gone from the rags to riches story, but always in the service of people. And he leads this nutrition team, this forward-thinking team of researchers, all based around prevention before cure. Find something that is, he's the Chief Science Officer for Australia, New Zealand, for Isagenix Worldwide, he's in the US. And what's really magical about this guy, and like I was just saying, the prevention before cure, he wants to provide nutrition solutions that help serve people before they need a cure for their disease or their dis-ease or their unwellness, right? So he is so forward thinking, just like Isagenix. And now Mac Larson shared with us how when he had a new product that he really wanted to bring to Australia, New Zealand, he'd jump on these big calls with all the big bosses in the US. He'd say, look, we really want this new product for New Zealand, Australia. We know this is what they're after. This is the feedback that we've had. And he'd be given the whole, we'll try, but it's probably going to take a year to 2 years to be able to even create it and then bring it to Australia, New Zealand. And Mac was always kind of really downtrodden about that. Like, you could imagine, right? If you want to bring something, ignore that snoring. It's not me. It's the dog next to me who's on his bed, very comfy. But what Joshua Plant has already done in the very short few months, I think he's only been with Isagenix now 4 or 6 months, he's already created so many products, and he's even getting them out to market within 60 days of having the concept. And so he has produced some products just for the Australia, New Zealand market that are not just another flavour shake or another flavour bar or another flavour whey thins. These are brand new products that we're going to be getting in Australia, New Zealand this year. That is what people are already spending their money on. It's what people are already buying. And what's really exciting is that both of them are savoury foods. It's not more sweet foods. So we're not getting the brand new peach mango cleanse right now, but because it has been released, we will be getting it. We will be getting it. So just know that we will be getting that, okay? We have been reassured. So one thing to know is that the Isagenix greens that we've currently got will be discontinued. So if you love them, stock up on them, because we're getting a replacement greens, and this time they are certified organic greens. So they're even better. So beforehand, we can't call anything in Isagenix organic, even though it's pretty much better than, because it's not been tested by the Food and Drug Administration company. We can't claim that anything's organic. But now we've actually got certified organic greens, and they're going to be coming in a canister. Now they're going to be out in November, December time this year. So keep your eye out for that, which is really cool. Another addition is just to know that the Isoline Pro shakes are going to be coming in canisters and not just packets, which is really cool for you environmentalists. The packets are still available, and much like they are now, you can get your Isoline shake in a canister or packets, and the packets are a little bit more. It's going to be just like that. The same goes for dairy free. It's going to be coming in canisters, and you can choose to get packets again still if you want to. Yeah, so another brand new product that is coming, I know Isagenix want to do a big release on. It's not anytime soon, so as soon as I'm given the go ahead, I'll let you guys know early, so you don't just find out through, like, I promise. I won't just let you guys find out through like a social media post by Isagenix or anything like that. I'll tell you in advance so that you can start having conversations with people about it. I promise you that, okay? I promise. So, Isabody Roadshow, where Joshua Plant will be at the Australian one. So please don't just look at the dates and the venues and think, oh, that's where I am, so that's what I'm going to. Just start to think outside the box. Use the Facebook friends that live in Sydney, or friend type, where you can just type in when you want to search for somewhere. Zara, I don't know if you know this, but if you want to know if people live in a certain city or village or whatever, in the top of Facebook where you can search the name of a friend, you can actually type into their friends who live in, and then the town or the city, and you press search, and it will list all of your contacts who live in that or have themselves listed as living in that city. Then you can start inviting. So the Isabody Roadshow is for customers. It's for people who want to know more about the product, who love the product, new, already enrolled, whatever, not enrolled. There's going to be free enrollments on the night. There's even going to be some new products for purchase at the event. It is so worth future planning for now. Start inviting people to those events now, just to create that follow-up. So get in that flow. Book your own tickets to the one that you are going to ASAP, because these are like maxing out, and the Start Vision tours all sold out as well. So get onto that. They're only $10 a ticket. So like, just grab you plus 2 as quickly as you can, and then if you get any more, intend to get more people, and then you can sort them out then. The 30-day ANZ challenge that for the month of August, just really utilize and learn from that page that's being run. If you're not in it, still add yourself to it. Just go to isafyi.com, go on Australia, New Zealand, get yourself into that page. Really challenge yourself for this month, as I'm really challenging myself to get my 2 smoothies in every single day, not to go without. Donna's doing it. She's got a little crew running in it. Run yourself. Just keep running yourself. Remember, when you had those first results in Isagenix, it couldn't stop you sharing it. If you're not in that place now, the only way to get yourself to that place is to keep challenging yourself with your products. The products are just what are going to give you that feel good, that kick. So really plug in. And the reason I say take note is because we're literally getting coaching from Isagenix through a 30-day period. So every email that you then get from being subscribed, every email you get, just take note. How often are they emailing me? What are they saying? How are they coaching me? And what can I take from that to coach my people going forwards? That's really what I'm harnessing from this. I'm really intrigued to see the content and the quality and the customer touch points that they're giving me. I want to put that into how I coach going forwards. Share what you're doing in our Nourish page. That page is just so dry at the minute. Like, I don't need you guys to be going out of your way and out of your time, in your busy schedule. But if it's something that you're already talking with people about, if it's a shake that you've made or an exercise that you've done, and you can just chuck that post up into Nourish, please do, because we've all got prospects in there. It's still a marinating page for people that haven't started, and it is such a space of inspiration in the whole Facebook world, where people don't get a lot of inspiration in the rest of their lives. So keep posting in Nourish. It's a free for all. Just post anything that comes to your heart, okay? And just to really just quickly summarize on the fact that the seasonal shakes, the ones that are still available, are still just there as seasonals. So always keep sharing that with people as well. So what I really wanted to share with you guys, one of these key learnings that I got from the Leadership Summit were the analogy. I loved the analogy that Mac actually opened with, and something that's really, really key, and I hadn't really thought of it in this way before, so I wanted to share it with you guys just in case it landed for you guys as well. So, you know, you can get to a certain point in your Isogenics career, in your business, and you can get there real fast. You're dependent on your network, the people in your life, the way that you communicate with people, your background, whatever, all the things that make you can bring into Isogenics, and it will run you to a certain point, right? And Zara, you might not have really gone all into that just yet, which is, yeah, that actually is the dog, I promise. I'm just going to give him a little kick in a minute. Alfie, it's a bit noisy, mate. Just chill. I'll kick him out otherwise if it gets too distracting. Donna, type in there. It's too distracting if it really gets too distracting. And we get to this certain point, and then the warm network is empty. We feel we've had all these really fast, engaging conversations that have led to quick enrollments. And then we've gotten to this point where we now have to cross over to really learning the skills of network marketing, and really learning the skills of marketing and connecting and following up and enrolling and making new, deep, meaningful connections with people. And that gap between where you've gotten to and where you're going can be a Grand Canyon, and it can be deep, and it will be the biggest challenge. And what happens to a lot of people when they're in that canyon is they just disappear. They just disappear. They just quit, or they stop, or it's too hard, or it's too much. And I know I've definitely been faced with all of those things, and have been through a canyon and have come out the other side and reached a new goal. But not to say that that's never going to happen again. It literally happens every time you want to set yourself a new goal, right? But it is the process of that bridge that we create through the canyon, over the canyon, whatever way you want to think about it. It's the bridge that we establish. It's the consistency that we start to create. It's the mindset shift. It's the next level of growth that is being asked of us. That's what that bridge is made of. That's either going to see you quit and walk away, or do something about it and move forwards, right? And the fact that you guys are still showing up, the fact that you guys who are watching the recording are still showing up, you know, this is you navigating through the canyon. And it's, what is this challenge? What is being asked of me in my personal growth to move on towards the next spot? And it's because of that I wanted to share a real key learning that I had from Colin James, that I feel is actually my mindset and purpose map into how to shape not only just my day to day, but literally everything I think about, everything I focus on. And I wanted to share that with you guys because I think this is going to be of service to you, and you can then start to focus on, what's the next step for me? What do I need to do to grow myself, to move forwards out of this, through this canyon to my goal? And so, that being said, grab your pen and paper. I'm going to kick the little snorter out, and then we can focus. Alfie, come on. It's your bedtime, mate. Come on, that one. Good boy, come on. See? Okay, Alfie sorted. Right, so this is called the priority framework. And this is all totally research based by a woman called Pia Melody. And you can absolutely YouTube her, and you can, anytime you want like to watch or be led by a powerful woman, you can click on there and watch any of her. That's P-I-A, Pia Melody, like a melody, M-E-L-O-D-Y. And so this is called the priority framework. And so on your piece of paper, I suggest you go landscape rather than portrait. I want you to draw, you know how you just draw like steps, like going up like this, across, up, across, and just do 7 steps. Just do 7 of them, like a little stairway to heaven across your page. And you can literally fill up the landscape with your 7 steps. Yeah, just like Donna's done. That's the one, girl. I'm glad I communicate effectively to you. Telepathic. So what Colin explained was that we've actually got 7 core areas of our life that, and I'm going to write them down on my piece of paper so I can hold them up when you're writing them down on your steps. There's 7 key areas of life that when we have them in a methodical order, it creates flow and it creates more simplicity, more ease for a real purpose-filled, happy life that sees one thing flow to the other, that flows to the other, that flows to the other. And so you can write these down. Don't write them on your ladder. Write them to the side or on the next page. But the first one is self. So you can draw a little stick man and write self, right? There's you. Then the second thing that is a part of this priority framework is that there's going to be social. There's your social network. There's also your family of origin. This is your parents, your siblings, your family that you originated from. The fourth one is that there is you and partner, right? They might not be present in your life right now, and they might be, but just draw for the concept, you and partner. That's another aspect of your priorities in your life that you'll have to figure out the flow of. The fifth one that's around is that there's children, or there will be or could be children. So just draw that write that word separately out there. There's your purpose / your spirituality, one or the other. You can write whichever one resonates. There's your purpose in life. That's a key focal point in your life as well. And then finally, there's also your work environment. So just confirm for me that you guys have written 7 different environments down and not missed anything. Cool. They're in no order whatsoever, by the way. They're just the 7 key parts of life that we're trying to balance, and we need to be prioritizing which one's first because each one impacts the other. So what I want you to do on your ladder, if you draw number 1 on the top step, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down to the bottom step. Number 1 is going to be which of those 7 things I've just listed there for you is your number 1 priority in your life right now. I want you to write, we'll take a few minutes, you can really think about it. What's your current priorities of those core parts of your life? And write them. Thanks so much, Jules, for writing all that down. And write them, score them for yourself. What's your number 1? Then what's your number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7? And put them on your ladder for what's present for you right now in the order that you prioritize them in. And I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. Done yours, Donna? Nice. No rush, Jules and Zari. Just let us know when you've done yours. No rush though. Take your time. All good, Zara? You done? Awesome. What I loved about this exercise was that once Colin had gone through the research that Pia Melody has done, and has the recommended 1 to 7, was that it really has given me a map of how to shift my priorities and what really needs to come in what order, which is why I think that this is just the first thing that I really wanted to share with you all, because once we actually start to get our priorities for our self-care in alignment, then we can teach this to other people. We can stay focused. You can stick this up somewhere or put it beside your bed or somewhere you can reflect on it. Oh, well done, Jules. You're all done as well. And for me, I'm going to put it up here in my office. So when I sit down at my laptop or when I focus on my first thing in the morning, I'm going to be thinking about this priority framework. So, right, we've all got it. We've all got our own written down. So you guys just come off mute and I'm just going to get you guys to share with me the order that you think that Pia would have recommended. What do you guys think that number 1 is? Could be what you've put, or it might not be what you currently prioritize your life. Yeah, Jules, go for it.
Would it be yourself? Because if you're not in the right mindset or in a good place yourself, then how can you be there for supporting other people in your team and your downline and that sort of stuff?
Sure, it's not self, but yeah, that's definitely what I thought as well. Yeah. Zara or Donna, do you want to take a shot?
Maybe a purpose.
And why do you think that one?
Well, you've got to have some direction to start, don't you? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not what I've got, but that's probably.
Yeah. Nail on the head is purpose. Purpose is number 1. Yeah. Purpose is number 1. For me, I scored that as number 5 in my current.
6.
6. Yeah. Yeah. Yours is 7, Jules. And Zara, where did you put purpose?
Mine is 6 as well.
6 as well. Yeah. So just write whether you write in a different color underneath or you just list it somewhere else on the sheet. Purpose / spirituality is number 1, and just like you said, Donna, like purpose is what gets you out of bed in the morning. Purpose is what drives us, and purpose doesn't have to be, and this is why purpose, and that there's purpose and work, because your work isn't and doesn't have to be what your purpose for life is, right? So purpose is number 1 because it is the thing that is going to drive us and be our driver throughout our life. So purpose / spirituality is number 1 based on this research for a balanced, very happy life. Number 2.
Self, I reckon.
Yeah, Zara, what do you reckon?
Well, my one right now is children, but that's only because it's my dog. So
What do you think that children is second on this framework, or that's second on yours? Do you think that it's second on the recommended?
I think it's either self or family.
Yeah, cool. It is self, and for all the reasons that Jules was saying beforehand, that to lead, you must lead yourself first. Yeah. So after your purpose, self really has to be right up there. Self for me was at number 4 in where my...
Me too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't, there was like the other things that I prioritized before self, and I can see what is showing up and what's happening in my world based upon where I'm placing myself. So this is what I really mean about this being a roadmap, is that it's the steering wheel of our life. Because if we think how high up self has to be on that framework, it's actually how we lead ourselves that impacts everything else in our life. Yeah, for me I'd already got family higher than self.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just, it's just seems to be what pressures in society cause us to do. Whereas when we flip it on our head, it's like, wow, we can actually have an accelerated life when we put self further up. So really good to know. Self is number 2. Then number 3, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. What do you guys think comes first? Purpose, then self. What do you think comes after self with the list?
I'd say I'm sort of toying between family or you and partner. Because if you're like your number 1 rock, then you kind of have to put them up there as well.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Yeah, you really do. Do you girls want to contest that at all with any of the others on the list?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Family or children.
Family. Yeah.
Family or children? Yeah. Yeah, that's family of origin, right? That's like your parents and your siblings, your family of origin. Yeah, Jules, you've got it right. It's partner. So after self is prioritizing your partner. And again, the reason being, just like you said, Jules, like when you're leading yourself and you're not depending on a partner to be your leader, you're not depending on your partner to be your you complete me type person, like you, once you've completed yourself, your partner is like your force field that you work together with, right? It's your partnership. And so yeah, number 3 on the and your priorities is your partner. Absolutely. So number 4 pretty much flows on from that.
Kids,
yeah. Children, yeah. And isn't that funny? And I mean, you'll probably be the best one to talk about this on the call, right? Where do you place kids with regard, and before, like, I'm guessing that they were above self and partner.
they were my number 1 at
number
the top
1.
of my
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, because like they depend upon, and that
you do everything for them, so
everything.
I just do everything, like, you know, when you look at your purpose, like for me, if you look at that, what am I doing it for? Well, I'm doing it for them and for my partner and for myself. So I think I had the goal instead of the purpose at the top, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. And if children aren't even in, like Zara right now, like, yeah, your child, you're thinking of your dog, right? But like if you think of actual children on a step on the steps for you, like, yes, that's not your driving thing right now, but at least when it becomes that, you know where that, in this ideal research-based recommended framework of priority, you can know where that sits beforehand. It's like, really interesting stuff, hey? And it's just about pulling things to alignment, really. It's not right or wrong where we've got these things currently based. It's making our life work. It's making our life beautiful with what we've got right now. But I know that we're all showing up because we're committed to going a little bit more, and then a little bit more, and just raising our vibration, raising ourself, raising our awareness to just keep growing through life, right? None of us are committed to staying stagnant and still. We're all committed to growing. Speed, size doesn't matter. It's just that one step of growth. And so that's really, really cool to be learning these things. So let's hazard a guess as to what you think number 5 is then. So we've got purpose, self, partner, children. The next 3 are kind of yeah, they for me, they were really hard to place, especially as I put family at number 2. What do you guys think comes after the kids?
Family.
Nope, it wasn't.
Social.
No.
Work.
Oh,
Work.
What?
Yes.
really?
Yes. Very
Work.
interesting, right? Really,
Yeah.
really interesting. Reason being is that your work has to be a priority, as it's the bread and butter, and it's the bread and it's the it's what you can use to provide for children, partner, self, and purpose. So like we all have Isogenics as a beautiful secondary stream of income or primary stream of income, but we all do other things as well, work, jobs, other things to provide income as well, to fund our purpose or our passion, which is Isogenics, or other things, right, that go on in our world. So that's why work is placed at number 5, and it is placed above social, and it is placed above family of origin. I'll give the next one away. Number 6 is social, and number 7 is family of origin, which I was initially quite resistant to, because for me it was family of origin is so high up on my list of priorities. But what Colin really explained from Pia's research is that, right, have you ever what were the words he used to describe it? Like your family of origin, they're your family, you were born into that family, right? They're your family. And so we prioritize them because they've been our tribe from the very beginning, and they've been there for us and raised us, and that's why we're connected. However, if we put that up the scale of priorities, when the rest don't flow, our life can then just be completely thrown off course if we place family of origin too high up, because each person needs to have their own purpose, and then each person needs to move forward in their own life, family, children, partnerships, work, socials to provide. And then if you imagine that you've got great balance with your purpose, yourself, a great connection and working space with your partner, amazing connection and what you're doing with your children, and then your work is in flow, which positively affects all of that as well, then you just think that all that time and energy that you can spend on your family of origin can be of real quality, whereas putting them up the priority scale can tip the balance of then how you're showing up at work, how you might not then even be socializing at all when you're taking so much on your plate of prioritizing, which is why family of origin is number 7. I'm not saying it's the least thing to focus on altogether, because it's been listed as a priority framework, right? Because we could probably think of a heap more things, but the ladder stops at 7 for a reason, because these are the seven core parts that lead to balanced, abundant life. So if anybody wants to share their order, and what they think is that key that they want to focus on first in moving, I'll go first and share, and then if you guys want to share, you're welcome to. If you don't, That is not a problem at all. So for me, I'd put number one as my partnership. I'd put number one, my priority is my marriage and my partnership, as my key priority. Second after that was my family of origin. Third after that was my work, because Isagenix is my number one source of income. And then was myself. And then was my purpose, because I had thought purpose and work were two similar things for me in ISA. Then was social, and then last was children, because they're like not here right now. So what I really learned from that order was that immediately purpose and self needed to be my driving force of what I think about every morning and what I act on first thing every single day. Whatever that looks like, it's going to be different for every single person, whether that's 5 minutes in the shower of me time, thinking affirmations, certainty, talking myself, certainty in the eye type stuff, whatever that is, whether you've got 5 minutes or you've got an hour, whether you've got meditation time, beach walking time, or you've got 5 minutes before the kids are up and in your face, like whatever it is for you. For me, I've just realized that I need to have clarity on my purpose and what I want to achieve in my life, and being open to the fact that that is always can expand and change, but what is it right now? And then how do I prioritize myself every single day so that my marriage and my partnership, my connection with my family and my work and everything else social all follow on from that. So that was like my biggest learning from that. Yeah. Did anybody want to share what's coming up? Yeah, Jules, thanks, babe.
So I just did it based on where I'm sitting right now. So I'd actually started with myself, because I needed to give some self-love. Then my partner, because when I get into the hustle mode, I forget about him, so I wanted to make him a priority. Family, we've had a lot going on, as I shared on the last time. So that's still happening. Work, my Isagenix work's not been that happening. We've had a big stuff going on at Kindy, which is finally like the bulk of that's over with, something I'd been preparing for 6 months. Children was up there for me, social, and then purpose and spirituality. So that had kind of like broke away to the bottom of the list. So that's like, after doing this, it's like I need to like, as you just hit the nail on the head, have that clarity about what the purpose is. So I need to like find that again, and then obviously rearrange a few of those aspects on the scale. But yeah, I kind of looked at it from where I'm sitting right now, and then it was a good exercise to like look at where I need to go for the next 6 months, because the first half of the year has been pretty shit, but the next half of the year is looking up.
Yeah, the next half of the year is just a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And even if this framework was a check-in with all of us for ourselves, that we might put a reminder in your phone calendar at the beginning of the month, and each month just draw out the steps and go, okay, where am I currently prioritizing? And then let's check in with the recommended. That can just be a personal exercise that you check in on. And Jules, I'd even like challenge you to say, because from what you've just shared there, it sounds like you've scored your ideal, but and you've put yourself at the top because you need more self-love. But does that mean that you are doing that, or it's what you would ideally like? And I'd just take some time off after the call or over the next few days and go, okay, what am I actually prioritizing? What is actually number one? I want it to be me, and I'm driven for it to be me, but what actually is it? And the more we can dig in, because we've only just obviously done this in like a 10-15 minute period, this is what I want, but what actually is it? And then the more we can see what truly is on our priority ladder right in this moment, that's when we can start to, what we need to take breath back from, what we can breathe more life into. Great share though, Jules. Thanks so much. Did either of you other girls want to share? It's all good if not, but if you do,
Sure.
thanks, Donna.
Like my letter was probably upside down, to be fair. So I go from the top letter: kids, partner, family, self, social, purpose, work. That's how it went for me. Because like you put all your family and your kids and your partner ahead of yourself. That's just what I would do. But then when you actually say it the way it's supposed to be, it makes sense. Yeah,
Totally.
that's all.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the one or two that you want to shift a step up, or all the steps up? It doesn't have to be.
I just need to totally turn the steps upside down because I had them round the wrong way. Just reshuffle and start fresh.
That can be quite overwhelming.
No, I can do that.
Yeah,
I like to be able to see it, so I've got it written.
Nice.
So I've got it.
Nice. Even if you can somehow write it, it might not look like steps. It might just be listed 1 to 7. If you could write it on, say, a word
I actually quite like that step thing.
Yeah,
it's quite a visual, isn't it, for your wall?
It is, because it's like it is literally like steps to heaven, right? It steps up to the freedom of mind and balance. So awesome, babe. Thanks for sharing. Zara, did you want to share, lovely?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Thank you.
First off, I'd like to say there's so much love for you, Jules, for sharing. So my order was self, children, social, family of origin, work environment, purpose, spirituality, and me and my partner. So with the self thing being first, it's more the fact that this year has been like such a roller coaster of me trying to be independent, because like I moved out, I went to uni for like first year of uni, and I've got like now 3 jobs and stuff, so it's just like a whole lot of new stuff, and I'm putting myself first over like partying with my mates or anything like that. The second one is my children. She goes to school with me and sometimes work. So she's a big part of my life, my little dog. Social is like partying and stuff. And I know I put that before my family, which is kind of not good, but I think it's like, it helps me with making friends and stuff. And then, and just like meeting new people and being able to share my story with people. And then my family have always been there for me, a place to stay when I need it and stuff. And then work after my family, even though recently I've been putting it before my family because I need to provide for everyone and stuff. And then my purpose, I've been trying to like focus on that overall, but again with uni that kind of helps with my purpose as well, which is like what I want to do overall in my life is work with animals, and I'm doing like a study in canine behaviour, so that's pretty fun. And then me and my partner, don't have a partner, so that's last. But yeah, it like right now it kind of connects with me, but yeah, I totally get the order that it's in now, like that it's supposed to be in.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's still kind of getting me through the order that I've got it in.
Mm-hmm.
But there could be a few things that I could turn around.
Yeah, beautiful. And you can reflect on the recommended list from Pia Melody, and you can just work literally step by step. Everything that we ever go through, or any event that you come to, it's about taking the next step, not, oh, I've got a marathon ahead of me, so I'm not going to take any steps. It's like, just take one, and then take one more, and then just take one more. And it's just the methodical steps that we take. So I love that, Zara. Thank you so much for sharing. That's really cool. And guys, thanks for just playing all in. And yeah, keep that framework in front of you. I'd just say keep reflecting on it. That's what I'm doing each day, is just keep reflecting on it and keep strengthening the muscle, right? And we've all done exercise before, and we know that particular exercises get easier the more practice of it that we do, and it is just growing the muscle. And the biggest muscle being our brain, that controls every single thing, emotion, thought, feeling, reaction, every single moment, second of the day. It's what keeps us alive, it's what keeps us going, but it's the biggest underutilized tool that we have. And so, like I said at the beginning, you know, we don't need to sit on these calls going through what to say, how to say it, about our story. We just need to be telling stories, sharing the page and tagging people, and then showing up in the page. And that's really, you know, we don't need to be going into that. It's the mindset and the muscle work that we need to be strengthening as a community. And that we can then gift that to our cleansers, we can gift that to our customers, we can gift that to our sharers, and then we can gift that to our team. But we've got to gift that to ourselves, right? So really hope that that is a fabulous tool that you harness and utilize. Whether you want to pick accountability buddy that you flick it to once a month, or that you might want to post in Ignite or go live in the Ignite page and share, like just choose what's going to be your best form of accountability and run with that, right? So that the last thing that I just wanted to share or ask even is, or even just get you guys to think about taking off this call, is what is the one commitment, one daily commitment that you're willing to take each day that's going to move you or your business forward for the whole of this coming week. I only want you to pick one thing that you want to commit to doing on the daily that's going to see your business move forwards. Obviously, we are working in a environment slash whatever this thing is called, the words have gone from my head right now. Really great. We are working in a business that sees us do work and not see result immediately, right? We're sowing seeds. I'll use that one, Jules. I'll take the baby brain one. We're sowing seeds that sometimes, Lloyd Ross says this, and I love it. We're sowing seeds that we may never see grow, but we don't know what seeds are going to grow. And that's the thing that we need to really just be so mindful of, is that when we all stop doing our one thing consistently every single day, it's because we haven't seen certain seeds that we've sown grow or sprout that we had attachment to seeing grow or sprout. And we all fall into this trap, all of us, every single one, and every single person that's gone before us. Everybody talks about it, it's the same. But the biggest thing that we need to remember is that we're sowing seeds, and we don't know, and we don't have any control or influence over when they're going to sprout. And that goes the same for our mindset development, although at least we have some control over that. But I want you to really think about, what is that one daily action that you're going to take consistently every single day for the next 7 days. It's not a lot to ask, 7 days between now and next Monday, but pick something, even just one thing that you're committed to doing that's going to start to see your business move forwards again, and just do it every single day. Even if it's not at the exact same time every day, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I really want you to think in that space around, is it a deep connection? Is it that you're going to connect with one new person every single day and just reconnect with them, say hello? Is it that you're going to add a person from your recommended friends list that you maybe went to school with, and then just flick them a hey, I realized that we went to the same school as each other. Just wanted to connect. How are you? What have you been, what have you been doing? If you knew them, if you didn't know them, think about some connecting messages. Even if you just do one thing every single day that's going to move your business forward. It might be Jules has popped in there to reconnect with past cleansers. Absolutely. With the amount of product that we've got on sale at the moment that is not there for long, right? We've got all those seasonal shakes. Who have you not spoken to? You know, the first message, if you haven't connected with them for a while, probably is not going to go down well if you just say it's a new shake, right? Rebuild that connection, which is what I'm assuming you meant, Jules, was connect with your cleansers again. Yeah, it might be one person a day. You might be capable and able to do 2 or 3. Don't go and do any more than 3, because you won't do it every single day, guaranteed. It's too much. So pick your number, make it happen every single day, give yourself that commitment. And this is just the muscle growing. We're just rebuilding this muscle growth, and just stick to that every day. Whether you want to chuck me a message and tell me what your commitments are, if that works for you. Oh, she's already, hey, Donna. Whoop, 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 whoop. Love it. She's straight out there. Yeah, if you want to voice message me and read me your commitment, if you want that accountability, if that works for you, if you want to voice note yourself so that you share with yourself right now, you know, you can write yourself a message on Facebook Messenger. You can actually send yourself a message, guys. Voice note it to yourself so that you listen to it every single day and take the action. Choose what works for you, right? If you do share it with me, I'm not going to be chasing you up every single day to know if you've done it. So I've got to chase myself up every single day, right? But you can still tell me if you want to tell someone else. You might want to tell each other, might be someone totally separate, but pick what works for you. Pick one thing that you'll commit to doing every single day, and let's just keep this train moving forwards. All right, lovers, let's wrap this up in a beautiful bow. Enjoy the rest of your night. And thanks for all showing up. Again, thank you so much, and thanks for sticking out this growth with me. I absolutely love seeing your faces, and I'm not on my own. We're growing together, and that's the best thing. All right.